Hey everybody, it's Jake Mace, the vegan athlete, and I'm very frustrated right now. I don't have any kids, and I put a lot of time and effort into being a good caretaker for these trees, and so these trees are my kids. But once in a while, my wife Pam and I get in an argument as to which tree should be in which place. So in this video, there's one tree that I got permission to plant in a certain area, and now, according to the family, it needs to be moved because it's in the way. And so one of my babies, one of my kids, has to be moved in the middle of the growing season, which is a bad idea, and I'm probably gonna accidentally kill this tree today. So this tree is a date palm, and it's the only date palm I have on my property. I got it from Greg Peterson's pop-up tree nursery at urbanfarm.org. And it's a barhi date palm, and the barhi dates are my favorite kind of dates. And the tree is growing beautifully. I've nursed this tree for the last 6 months. I even posted some videos here at my YouTube channel about the tree for you guys. We cut the string off it and opened the leaves and everything. It's a 2-year-old date palm. And so instead of the spot where it's at, I have to transfer it to here. So before I show you guys the date palm tree, I'm gonna show you guys the new spot. This is the spot I have been given permission to plant this tree in now. And it's next to a Brazilian pepper, it's by a jujube, and it's by the xeriscape. And so it seems as though everybody thinks this would be a better spot because this is a hotter spot in the yard. It's not in the middle of a walkway or a walk-through, and this would be a better spot for this date palm. So I lost. My vote doesn't count very much in this family here. So I'm gonna dig this hole right now, and I'm gonna make everybody happy by getting the baby date palm out of the way. So when you guys transfer a tree like I'm gonna do right now, it's really important to be good to the tree. So what I did before I turned the camera on here is I watered the tree severely. I flooded it for about 45 minutes, and I got it really flooded. And that way I'm hoping that by flooding the tree, I'm not going to put it into shock, and that way it'll also dig out of the hole easier, and the tree will transfer to this hole seamlessly. So I'm digging this hole right here, and I'm gonna have the hole ready for the guy when I bring him over. The good thing about this hole is that this is right in the middle of my underground rainwater catching aquifer. And if you guys hit the link on the screen right now, you can watch a video where I show you how I made a water coffin and how I plant water from my roof into the ground using the method that I learned from Greg Peterson and Brad Lancaster. And so the cool thing about this spot is that this is right in the middle of one of the trenchways that I made. And so this date palm will be getting a lot of water from my roof whenever it rains. So that might be a blessing in disguise. I'm a positive guy. I'm trying to look to the good in all things here. So you see how I'm digging up a lot of river rocks? That's the reason why I'm digging up river rocks, because they're buried here. And the river rocks allow the water to flow under the ground. So the fact that I put the date palm here means that this date palm is going to get a lot of water whenever the monsoon hits my house. So let it be known that I am doing this video in protest, as I don't want to move this date palm, but I am going to try to give the date palm the best chance to survive. So if you're going to move a tree in the summertime, this is the video for you. I'm going to show you guys how to do it successfully. The sun's going down. It's about almost 7 o'clock here, and it's August 23rd. And I'm doing this right now because that way this tree has a chance to exhale all night long before it hits tomorrow's scorching temperature. So it has a chance to settle and relax all night, and hopefully after I water him when he goes in the ground, he will survive. So there's my hole. Those river rocks are all part of my underground aquifer. So maybe that will help to break up the soil and allow this guy's roots to really have a nice good grip on the earth, and maybe he'll get more water and he'll grow into a healthier date palm than ever before. So maybe some good will come of this. I got my wheelbarrow here. Let's go back and see the victim who will be going to surgery in 5 minutes. So here he is, my baby, and if he dies, I don't think I can take it. No, I'm just kidding. It's gonna be okay. So this is a Barhi date palm. We just cut the leaves apart so that they can be natural, and this center column is the new growth coming up. So I don't recommend doing this. We're gonna dig this guy up, and we're gonna dig him up in this way. I'm gonna dig the wood chips back, and that way a lot of these wood chips don't fall into the new hole, because I want the wood chips on top and not necessarily inside the hole. And now I planted this guy, and he was a little smaller, but I'm kind of just trying to visualize how big his root system is. And I don't want to cut off his roots. I want to use my strength, use some athleticism, dig the hole pretty big, and then suck that whole entire root ball out of the hole with a lot of dirt around it, put it in the wheelbarrow, take it to the new hole, plant it, water it right away. That's the goal. So I'm going to do this kind of thing, and I'm going to dig my shovel into the ground 360 degrees around this guy. And since I watered him an hour ago really well, he's got really soft soil, so the shovel's just digging in like a knife through butter. I think I saw Dave, the garden guy, on 3TV before. He said if you want to transfer a palm tree and minimize the shock, water them beforehand, that way they don't get ripped out of the dry ground. So I'm using Dave the Garden's guy's secrets from 3TV. Now I went all the way around it, so now the soil has a ring around it that I've cut into the ground. So now I'm going to put the shovel in there and kind of just lift back a little bit and make a second lap around and lift back each time, trying to very carefully lift up the tree's roots. There's no quick way to do this. You got to take your time, be gentle. Think of it as like heart surgery, you know, like it is heart surgery because your heart has roots that stem into your whole entire body, and this tree has roots that stem into the entire earth. So you are performing heart surgery. We have to be gentle and take our time. And now I've kind of broken it up even more, and I'm easing into it, being very gentle but strong at the same time. Gentle yet firm. Now I'm going to try to really get a little bit closer and try to really lift this guy out of the ground. And I think these date palms really have strong root systems, so I'm anticipating this being kind of a pain in the butt. So you see how I'm getting some movement now in the date palm? Watch. As I pull back, he's kind of moving, and I'm hearing roots popping out of the ground. It's not good. But if I can just keep the majority of them intact, it'll be okay. And this guy is a female date palm, female Barhi, because he was a sucker off another female. So he's been ripped out of the ground before, so he's probably thinking in his brain right now, he's thinking, man, I just can't get a break. I promise, buddy, my family will let you stay in this spot forever now. Okay, so I'm easing into it. This is my third time going around him, and now I've got a good spot right here where I can feel the root system underneath here, and the root system to me feels really big. And now he's slowly lifting out of the ground. And if you guys subscribe to my channel, I will give you guys an update at least once a month on this Barhi date palm, and I'll show you the progress. If you come to one of my tours at my home here in the Phoenix area, you can see the Barhi date in person, and you can judge for yourself how he's doing. He's almost out. Okay, so he's out. So now my goal is going to be to very quickly, with him wasting no time, lift him out of the ground, keep this shovel full of dirt on the base of the root, put him in the wheelbarrow carefully. I'm going to dig out all the nice soil that was under the ground here and put this soil in the wheelbarrow with this guy, kind of like a blood transfusion. That way he's planted with the same soil in the new hole that he had in the old hole. how nice that soil was that I gave you. All right, follow me, let's go. Now I'm going to take a lot of the soil that's around the root system and I'm going to dump it in the hole so that all those microbes will stay in the hole. We're going to just continue to build a good ecosystem beneath the ground of microbes. And what I might do now is I might take this guy out of the wheelbarrow carefully. See, that's what a heart looks like. I'm going to put him right here for a second. And I'm going to kind of just shake that dirt in the hole right there. And then I'm going to put it all like this. And I'm going to dig it out. So look what I'm doing. I'm digging it out to the side so that the root mass can set deep in the hole but still have a lot of that dirt around him. So now I'll take this guy. Pick him up carefully and I'll put him in the hole and try to put in the same amount above the ground that he was over there. Just like that. And so that's how he's going to look right there. Now this guy can grow here and fill up this corner. Maybe he'll even provide some shade for the succulents and the cactus, because cactus need shade too. So now I'll dump the rest of this stuff inside there. And of course it's not enough soil. So I'm going to go back and get the rest of the soil that's in that hole and put the rest in. I'll meet you guys back here in 2 minutes. Alright, so here's another bucket of the soil. And we'll shake this stuff around him. I'm going to tuck him in. Just like that. Needs a little bit more. Right back. Alright, the sun's going down, it's getting dark. Here's the last bucket full, and this is a mixture of native soil with sand and some composted mulch. And we're going to just sprinkle that around on top. This guy also already had azomite rock minerals in him. And then on top of that native soil, sand, composted mulch mix, I'm going to put some of the azomite rock minerals, the granular, because I had the granular still laying around from before. I'm going to pour that on top. Hoping I'll have the best tasting barheat dates in town. Then I'm going to take my rake, and this guy does not need as much of a mulch pit as other trees, so I'm going to kind of just rake the stuff I dug out into the top here, just to tuck him in a little bit. And then pull some of the wood chips on top, and that way he does still have some moisture control, because it's still 110 degrees outside. It's the end of August in Phoenix. And he still needs to keep the moisture in there, especially since he just got moved. Then the most important step, you're going to move a tree like this in the middle of the growing season, which I don't recommend you do, only if you love your wife and you love your family and they ask you really nicely. You're going to water them like crazy. So I got this water going on with a filter on them, and I'm going to just stick the water in there and let this hose flood this guy for the next about 30 minutes. And then, with our fingers crossed, hopefully he'll make it. Subscribe to my channel for updates. I will let you guys know how this guy's doing. Come to one of my garden tours and workshops at my home here so you can see it in person. Hit the like button for me in this episode if this helped you, because we all have to move trees once in a while, and hopefully this episode helps. And I will see you guys back here next time, or I'll see you at jakemace.com, my online gardening school. Don't forget, go vegan, grow your food at home, and grow some barheat dates at home. I'll see you guys back here next time.